right, Coach. On this segment, we would like to know about, as you say, you don't believe in philosophies, but your principles, probably sometimes in tactics, while not giving away the entire ideation, I suppose, just to see like how would like to form your team and formation. So I'll probably give you the red, our color, and how would you like to make your team?
Red, Man United, that's the Cardinals sin in Yorkshire. We're the White Rose country. No, I think what you find is that if say for everyone has different interpretations of actually how they set up. Mm-hmm. Some play very narrow, some play very deep. I don't play deep.
Okay.
I do not want my centre backs dropping onto 6-yard box, picking it off the goalkeeper, going 1, 2, 3, 4, bang, playing route one football. I don't believe in that.
All right.
My belief is you get yourself set up, you get your structure right, you get your centre halves as high as you can, you get your full backs as high as you can. Depending on how we play, so say for example, like this was like, say that was a fader and that was like Kwati or Nobiran.
Okay.
And your left back says Shamshana, and your right back Shuli. I want my full backs to get as high as they can, as safe as they can.
Okay.
But I want my wide players. Now this is in possession.
Right.
In possession. So I want, say, a Maria Manda dropping in. So then that interprets. So I don't buy into this theory, 10s and 8s and 6s.
Okay.
So I have like sort of 2 attacking midfield players, which would say Monica Chapman or Shapner, who's a great passer, and I would have like maybe a Maria Manda, who's like a little bit of a midfield defensive, like little general, and then that sort of interprets that you're playing 3 at the back.
All right.
So it's all about being flexible when you've got possession of the ball. And when we do move forwards, and I know you want to like sort of say that we're a 4-4-2. This board's not very big, by the way. But what I would do is a lot of it is to do with actually, as the play progresses, is try and get further up the pitch. So say for example your back 4, say the ball's in that area there, and that's your back line. I want to break that pitch down, so that's your back 4. That'd be your 2 midfield players. That'd be like your 10, if you want to call it a 10. And have a striker there. Now I believe in splitting the game into 3 segments.
Okay.
Into thirds.
Left, right, and centre.
You can call it left, right, and centre. You can call it zonals A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3. But the most important thing is that I believe in, from the 6-yard box, splitting the pitch down. So say, for example, that ball's on that side of the pitch, we've all got to shuffle across.
Right.
Now, this board is a little bit, we'll take the greens off.
Right.
But if, say, for example, that was a full-back who would give the ball to a left winger, a right winger, I would just half a yard and then take your line off. So we'd all be inside that 6-yard line. So that is my theory. Everyone's got it's called shuffling and squeezing.
Right.
And if you are going to play a high line, so by the time that ball has travelled across to there, to say for example another player who's joined in, everybody can shuffle over and we all shuffle across and we all shuffle in. Again, inside that 6-yard line, which is part of the real sort of fundamental sort of principles of actually shuffling and squeezing.
Right.
So we all get across. So we're always defending 2/3 of the pitch.
Right. So that's once you said about shuffling, you do like pressing quite often on the front line as well. A lot of your strikers press a lot forward. So do you, as you just mentioned, do you tend to overload your players in terms of both attack and defense?
I think a lot of it depends on how deep. So say for example, a lot of teams set up. If you take those out, a lot of teams would set up like with 2 deep players. You know, they might set up with 2 midfield players. So say for example, keeper gets the ball.
Right.
I know this is only a little bit of a small pitch, but and then say it depends if they're going to play like 2 strikers or 2 midfield players. Now for me, that's rich pickings, because I would really overload these areas. I would really overload it. So it's like, could be a Shamshana, it could be Monica, it could be Tahora, it could be Rita Porna. But Rita Porna's probably, which a lot of people don't give the credit for, she's probably one of the best pressers that we have, her and Shamshana. So we've got two little sort of like gold nuggets, left and right. Tahora's brilliant. Monica's not the greatest presser, but Tahora, Shamshana and Rita Porna are brilliant at pressing the ball.
I noticed, I mean, especially once you mentioned Rituparna, I just see her positioning at first of the ball. She sneaks in, and as soon as she's pressing someone, the player receives the ball, she jumps in, and sometimes even before receiving, she just intercepts it straight from the back.
I think a lot of this is all about, and this, you cannot, the main principle of the moral of the story to all this is, as if you don't have pressure on that ball, if you don't have pressure on that ball in their third, as a back four, you cannot squeeze the play.
Right.
So you can only squeeze in relation to where pressure is on the ball. So if, say for example, there's no pressure on the ball, your back four can't squeeze. Okay? Exactly. But I know this is the worst tactic board I've seen, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But what I would turn around and say is that you've all got to be in unison, and you've got to be able to, it's like what we call it trigger points. All right. And a trigger point is Tahora, Rita Porna, Shamshana Junior, they're all trigger points. Now, I could turn around and say it could be Shagarika, it could be Shanti Mahdi, it could be Amela, it could be Shatner, it could be Monkey. All these girls, they're all, when they train with me, it's all about reacting. It's like a domino effect. When one goes, bang, 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 we all go.
On that note, Coach, obviously once you maintain the high line, a lot of times in the qualifiers and sometimes in SAF as well, I know you get asked this question a lot of times.
I know what you're going to say as well.
Yes. Once we get exposed in the counters, I mean, Sri Lanka had only one goal in the SAF, and that was against us, though. So how are you planning to, I mean, I know you have this in your mind, but how are you planning to like strengthen this up?
It's risk reward. You cannot play a high pressing game unless your back four is pushing and squeezing and communicating your midfield three or four, or your front three or your front two, which way you're going to play. You cannot initiate a high line defence. And there's three ports to goal. There's 30-metre line,
30 meters.
Your defensive D, and I always turn around and sort of say, not your comfort zone, but where you feel sort of happier is on your halfway line. But what I would turn around and say is that a lot of people perceive to be a high line a dangerous game. And the higher you go, people are clever. They know how to unlock it. And I know how to unlock it. But when you're playing against teams such as in this part of the world, a high line for me, it's risk reward.
Right.